Talk about it.
Yeah.
Do y'all really know what that feels like? Can y'all give yourself goosebumps for real? Because I do. Like, I feel when I'm pouring into myself and I know I love myself and I'm feeling myself, I get goosebumps. It's a feeling. It's not just me saying it just to say it. Like, and so that's why I mean, like, this conscious thing is very dangerous when you may know a lot of things, but applied knowledge is wisdom. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you can't apply it, it's useless to you.
Apply, yeah, it is pointless, definitely. Yeah, man. Like the just programming things, like, yeah, we gotta want the good versus because of course we know we already talked about it, the trauma cells and the negative cells. The good don't though, like positive energy really don't though. It don't get the retweets that it needs. It don't get the, it never will, to be honest. And like, conversations, the negative conversation is gonna get millions and a billion views in a day, but the positive might get 100K, 1K. But it's imbalanced purposely. That's how everything is designed, for real, to me.
Interestingly, I seen something that was just like negativity, just like the thought of one negative thing is 10 times more powerful than like one positive thing. Like, exactly. And it's because it's energy. Negativity is so weighed down. It's dense. You know what I'm saying? It's very dense. So that's why, like, as above, so below. But it's just like, that's why the achievement is to become your higher self, because your lower self is being weighed down by the negativity, right? So you need to elevate yourself, become more positive, become more enlightened to raise your vibration. Think about it. Enlighten means lighter. Like, you need to become lighter, almost like air, non-existent, like literally become everything that is around you compared to just becoming just this material thing that we, like, society has just
I forget where I
advertising to you.
I forgot where I found it, but like pretty much hate is just confused love. You know what I'm saying? It's just confused. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just mixed up. They don't know what to, so yeah, they hating on you. So, yeah, like this podcast I rock with $1 million worth of game. Pretty much haters are your marketing team. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. Like, let me just get some marketing off. They gonna hate, so they just gonna promote me. It's the opposite of love, but it's just confused love, really. But yeah. Let's definitely dive into this. I'm gonna play this record to represent pretty much what we about to get into.
Oh, now my thoughts are flowing now.
Crazy. Shit. You must be bleeding in some shit. I can stop it right there. I'm gonna, of course, keep playing it, but yeah, just on that point, like, yeah, the death of the toxic relationships, like, of course, like the toxic cell, and that's all we hear. Oh, toxic. Nah, I'm actually being a man. You're toxic, man. I'm supposed to scratch my chin. I'm supposed to, But what you think, man, about this? It's just been a damn. It's funky. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna go based off of what death of the toxic relationship, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it simple because we like to complicate things, but it really be so simple. So how do you deal with the toxic relationship? Well, like everything else in this universe, it starts with self. What's your relationship like with yourself?
And then that fucking codependency is crazy. I've been in those relationships. The codependent, like, yo, you don't even have your own happiness. Oh shit, I'm your happiness. Like, yo, if I leave, you're miserable. It's like, yo, if I leave, your happiness is out. Like, yo, like, it's crazy. So it's crazy.
So the relationship with yourself should be a reflection of the relationship you have with others.
They got
right. You have to be consistent.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what I like. I was to say this what I preach. Hey, we're gonna go to church today. But anyways, yeah. Because what was I about to say? I literally just saw my train of thought. Okay, back to self, right?
Keep it simple.
It really be that simple that it's you who allow things to happen to you. If you're not doing it, you allow it to happen. And it's easy. We live in this matrix where, you know, at first we were living in our own world as kids, right? Mm-hmm. Think about it, like 2-year-olds. Exactly. Everything's about them. Like, you can't tell them nothing. Like, it's about them. Everything happens for me, by me, from me. You work for me.
Don't jump off that table. Get your ass off the table. Don't jump off.
But then society indoctrinates us and programs us to think that we have to live in y'all worlds, whoever world that we're nearby or experiencing, whether that's our family, our friends, our partners. You're not seeing the theme of you putting yourself first. Exactly. It's you put others first.
Their world is all funky. Yeah. They got a funky world, like, all right, and they wonder why.
Because now you're doing all this bending, right? Yep. To each person. Oh, because my family, I have to do this bend. Oh, because it's my friend, I got to be bend. And it's just like, I don't even like the word compromise, to be honest. Because it's just like, I only do things because I want to. Or we found like a place where we were able to meet, you know what I mean? And find understanding or understanding. It shouldn't be you feel like you're losing a part of you or something.
Exactly.
Find a way around, like, fix it. Find a way around it. Like, y'all can still, like, if I want to do something, I'm going to do something, like, regardless. It's not going to be dependent on somebody else, because if I do love you, I'm just going to put it into consideration, right? And make it work. So, for example, you see people all the time. I'll give you, like, fathers, for example, who go out there and work. But yet, this father wants to be able to drop his kids off to school. You know what I'm saying? But this father happens to be not in a healthy state, so he needs to go to the gym. So what is that father going to do? So are you going to take away from the time with your children in the rising just so that you can become, like, are you going to do one or the other? Like, you know what I'm saying? But no, instead of thinking about it and be like, well, I'm going to just rise earlier.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So I can get everything it is that I want. Why do you have to lose? Y'all guys are multi-dimensional being. Think about these things, like find a way to win. What if there's a person about finding a way to win? It is me, okay? Exactly. If it's not working out for me, I'm gonna find a way for it to work out for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lose out on the things that I want. It's gonna work out for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
And I've been in those situations like that. That argument was like, damn, like, yeah, it sounds like something I got off a couple years ago. It's like about 5 years ago. Yeah, man. Yeah, the ego, all right, that's your rebuttal. All right, you know what? It's just crazy. Like, yeah, it's like, it's all reflections. It's like reflection work. And then, like, I've been in situations where, like, oh, you trying to change me? Like, nah, mate, you know what? I'm not trying to change you. I just noticed that I'm healed and you're actively working in dysfunction. Like, all right, I shouldn't even entertain this. Like, yo, I like this function. I don't even want this. You know what? I was wrong. You're right. I'm looking at the front door. It's like,
you know what that sounds like too?
Like, I think healed people need to stop mingling with, you know, people that's damaged, that's been hurt. Like that will never work out. It's not smart. Don't do it. You're gonna get hurt in the process, and you gotta recover. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible.
Hurt people, right?
Exactly. And they hurt people. They hurt.
But there's also a word that I feel like we don't pay enough attention to, which is called acceptance.
Acceptance, exactly. Yeah.
Right. But it's also, and that goes along with like awareness too. Like, you should know yourself enough. Like, that's why it's just like, why are you settling? You know what I mean? You should know yourself enough to know what you're okay with, not okay with, what you can deal with, not deal with. And this is also what's wrong with us. I would say more, I talk about partnership now, where you guys will just date people and then ignore the missed flags instead of like getting to know people, right?
Exactly.
Get to know people first.
Yeah, like you don't read the body language. Like, yo, he's clearly triggered by what you just said. Like, you obviously he rubbing his ear all of a sudden. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I gotta go.
Energy
I gotta.
change.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you know what? I left something on the stove. Like, you don't even got a stove. You got a microwave. Shit, I got a stove now. See, like, it's like annoying some shit. Like, it's like, it's crazy, man.
But you have to, I'm the type of person, I'm always going to reference to me. I hold me accountable, because if there's one thing you need to know is you can't change people, right?
Exactly. And you shouldn't try.
So
Yeah.
you have
Relationships
to put,
shouldn't start like that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna try to change him. Like, nah, he's a bad boy for a reason. You didn't look at his aura at all. Like, I see the bad in him. I'm gonna change him to a good man. Like, nah, he's bad for a reason.
set up for failure. Set
Yeah,
up for
exactly.
failure.
Exactly.
And I keep it simple too. I tell people, if when you're looking at like talking to people or taking an interest with the people, if you're already writing down or taking mental notes of the things that you want to change about them, you should leave it alone.
Exactly.
Leave it alone.
It's like, I can fix that. Like, nah, you probably can't. She gotta fix it. It's like, if she can't, yeah.
I think society played a role in that because of what you guys see on TV. Because you think like, oh, because they meet you and you think you're hot shit,
All
that
these
you think
fucking
like,
shows.
oh, they're gonna do all this. No, like, you know, habits are like really hard to break sometimes.
Habits, yeah, exactly. You
And
gain
that
it.
so I tell people to meet them where they're at.
Exactly.
Don't this whole potential thing, dangerous territory. Don't even start thinking
She can
about
grow into like, nah, man. He can grow into like, nah, he ain't gonna be Obama. He ain't shit.
and this is, and mostly for women, I can say and speak for, we fall into that trap so many times, right? Because think about it, society looks at us that either we're not giving him a chance or whatever. Why can't you grow with him? It's just like, who benefits from that really? If I'm already there, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's just like we're playing like trying to catch up or something, and it's just like that's not fair to me or you, because now you feel like you're in a race to try to get somewhere, and I'm just like feeling like I'm waiting here, being complacent, and I'm like, that's not fair for either parties. That's something I have to learn for myself too. The potential is cute and all, but that's just entertainment purposes only. You got to take what you're experiencing, what you're getting, and that's it.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Like, so like my background is architecture, and you know, and sometimes our designs, like, yeah, it's just like one of my role models or somebody I work with was like, yeah, man, these designs, man, just keep it simple, stupid. Just put a door and a window. Just don't be trying to do the extras. Like, yeah, just keep it simple, stupid. Like, salute to Larry, man. OG Larry, man. Salute to you, Larry. But yeah. And the song ended with them, like, of course, the song ended with them, you know,
Makeup sex.
make up sex. Like, yeah. It's like, yeah, like that shit.
That's like
They do
sweeping
that shit
under
too
the
much.
rug.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're gonna get back to the argument tomorrow. But yeah.
It's so yeah. So the only way you're gonna it's back to self. Do you know what you deserve? Do you know how you should be treated? Are you aware of what you're allowing to happen
People
if
don't,
you
and
don't agree with it?
some people accept everything, anything, because they're like, oh, this is what love. Well, relationships, all right. Well, at least I got one. At least I got a man. Like, but if he ain't treating you right, you just want a man just to have a man. You want a bad man. You just want a man.
Let me add to that.
Yeah,
You cannot go into any kind of relationship not being whole.
exactly. Yeah.
That's just a setup for you to be either codependent, interdependent,
Down the
all
line,
that BS.
you gonna have a midlife crisis. Like, yo, she was never whole. Like, yo, she going to the clubs now. You gotta raise the kid. It's, you know,
Or thinking that
like,
somebody can make you happy. Like, these are like,
yeah, simple things. Like,
you gotta be whole. Again, you gotta love yourself in order to love anybody else. Because if not, you're coming from a place of lack. You're lacking. So then it becomes kind of like a desperation. You know what I mean? That like you need something.
I remember like
If
shows
there's
be
if
having
there's
like,
something that makes me cringe is
yeah.
like social media.
Oh
When
yeah,
you see these memes talking about, oh, I'm an overthinker, so I need somebody who's reassuring. Or I'm this, so I need somebody who's like this. Can you fix it for you first? Like, not even first. Can you fix it for you so that you're not searching in somebody else to
exactly.
be full?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, the game. So
Y'all okay with these toxic way of thinking that it's
exactly.
always somebody or something outside of you that you need when you came into this place whole? You need to be full. Like,
Yeah.
period. Like, just like the cup they talking about, they don't even tell you the whole thing. This is the thing about riddles too. They don't even tell you the whole riddle. They be telling you like the first part and then keep the other part for you not to get
Yeah.
the whole picture. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They only give you a degree of the information.
Yeah.
Like, the jack of all trades is the master in none, but not better than the master of none. Like, if you do nothing, then what's the point? Like, bro.
Yeah.
And then, I was gonna say another one, but it's just like, what are you guys doing?
Now
You
I be
have to
hating.
do the work.
I peeped in like shows and all that. Like, I love you more than I love myself. Like, yeah. Well, shit.
Oh, the cup
Like,
is
I love you
full,
more than
right?
me. I love you. I love you more. I love you more. Like, man, it is like, and then like a film, I think somebody was talking about, like, yeah, like Pretty Woman. Like, we don't know how that movie ended really. It's just like how they ended. It's like she might have took his shit. You never know. He was whole, but was she? I don't, you know. Yeah, but yeah, it's like we've been programmed to be cool with just settling, like, and like, nah, like you should settle for peace, like peace of mind, settle for gratitude, like settle for peace. Yeah, like most men, like, yeah, she brings that, but nah, stop trying to fix people, like you said. And I feel like men, and sometimes men, we once again we subtle, and we're fine with bad relationships, because we very committed. People say like, oh, men can't commit. Nah, sometimes we overcommit. I'm saying we want it to work too much, and we never really foul. Be honest, we don't really foul for divorce. I'm saying, but we already know how that goes. But yeah.
Hmm. It's it's just society, media
Society,
matrix
how
has
you
us
raised
have
you.
these premeditated way of like thinking and assumptions when it comes to people, and even sometimes ourselves. If you don't know yourself, if you haven't done the work to ask like, what do I like, what do I love, what do I enjoy, what makes me happy, what makes me joyful, even your triggers, being aware of what makes you upset, what makes you sad, so that you can be able to redirect that energy. But it's more like, it's always going to be with self. How you treat yourself is going to reflect to what kind of treatment you take or allow from other people. Because if you're in a toxic situation, you can even if like there's like a person who's more toxic or whatever per se, that, what I mean, example, an abusive relationship, right?
Yeah.
Either physical, mental, emotional, it doesn't matter. All abuse is abuse, right? So if you're in a toxic situation, you have to know that you're toxic to yourself too for being in that situation.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's easy to be like, they're toxic. Okay, what are you still doing here?
Exactly. Because you toxic. It's like
Within yourself.
you love it. Yeah. It's like
You
you
don't
would have
have
left
any
if you
boundaries
didn't.
within yourself. You don't have any discipline within yourself to know what is not for you and what is not okay, that you would remove yourself from a situation like that. Do you honor yourself? Do you respect yourself?
Yeah. And so yeah, just for the people out there, these long distance relationships, eventually they become phony relationships, literally phony, just phone. Like, you don't know nobody through the phone really. Nah, he could be and she could be like, yeah, what I'm saying? You FaceTime with somebody, but her room's a mess. Like, I gotta work on some things. You FaceTime him. You know what I'm saying? He trifling actually. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, man.
Because people will only show you what they want to show you until a certain point, right? Where you can't keep
Sometimes
up.
people want to see what they want to see too. Yeah, yeah. It's like, yo, he's clearly trifling. Look, the shirt is unwrinkled. Look, that's the third time he got an unwrinkled shirt on. Ask questions now. That's the thing. People got to ask questions and the right questions. And they ask the wrong questions. They're gonna find the red flags.
It's so interesting too that you say that, because it's a level of awareness that even if you're not asking certain questions, just based on their responses, you can pick up on so many things, because whether you know it or not, people will tell on themselves.
Oh yeah.
You have to be aware of it.
Body language, it's like he answered, but look how he answered.
But even how he answered, because I've had a conversation before with somebody, and it's just like, with the first conversation, I already knew it. So, like, but somebody who's like unaware, probably like, how are you just gonna know after one conversation? It's just like, it's just because of my awareness. It has nothing to necessarily do with the other person, but it's just me knowing myself. It really has nothing to do with the other person, because I know myself well enough to be like, oh, that works for me. That doesn't work